Welcome to Help for Code Learning. I'm Ashish Gadpale, your Java trainer. Today we are going to discuss about how to create custom thread in Java. So guys, if you want to create custom thread in Java, so we have two approaches. So first one is by extending thread class. Second one is by implementing runnable interface. So guys, if you want to create custom thread, so we have already given thread class. Now you may have question, then why runnable interface? So in Java, if you want to achieve multiple inheritance, so then runnable interface is used. For example, I want to create an applet class. So what I need to do? I have to extend the applet class. Same class, I want to create a thread. Multiple interface is not possible. That's why we can implement then runnable interface. Also, the interface is used to achieve the loose coupling in Java. So now let's discuss how to create a custom thread by using a thread class and by using a runnable interface. So guys, if you want to create a thread, so what we need to do, we have to create a first class and we have to extend the thread. So we have a class that is my thread. My class name is my thread, and if you want to create thread, so we need to extend the thread class. So we have already a thread class. Now, if you have already thread class, so we have to override the run method first. So we have a run method, that is public void run method. We have just override it and we will implement logic here. Then create a main class, that is class we are going to create. That is my class name is, that is thread demo class is there. This is my class name, and let's create a main method here. So in thread demo, we have a main method, and now we are writing our own logic here. So first I'm writing logic here, that is for loop. Suppose int I equals to 0, then I less than 10, then plus I is there, and this is my child thread. So let me write message. This is my child thread. Okay, so this is my child thread. This is my child thread. Now same thread we have to implement in the main class. So main is also a class. This is my child thread, this is our main thread. Okay, now create an object that is my thread. Suppose t equals to new my thread, and this is my thread. And then if you want to start this thread, so we have to call the start method of the thread class. So when we call start method, so new thread will be created, and start method is having a logic to call a run method internally. So it will call internal run method, and run method we have already overridden. So this overridden run method will be executed. Okay, so what we need to do, we have to call, that is t dot start method. So t dot start I have called. Okay, so this t dot start we internally call to the run method. Okay, now let me implement the same logic here in the main class. We can see the results variations, that is this is a child thread, and this is our main thread. This is our child thread and this is our main thread. Okay, now let me run this code. So you people have a clear clarity how these threads are working, how these tasks are working. Okay, Java C thread demo dot Java. Let me compile first. Hope no error is there, no errors are there. Then my thread demo is there, Java thread demo. Now you can see here the output are mixed. We can't expect here output. What is my output? It is depending on the operating system and processor. Okay, now let me run again. Okay, you can see here 2 times mains, 1 time child thread, then 2 time main thread is there, then 2 time child thread is there, then 2 time main thread is there. Again I'm running here, you can check. So every time you may see different output. Okay, so this is the multi-threading, guys. So what in multi-threading, two tasks are executing simultaneously. We can't expect here exact output. So this is the first way to achieve multi-threading, by extending the thread class. Now what is the next approach? by implementing the runnable interface. Now same program, if I want to create program for the runnable interface, okay, the same program I am doing. So what you need to do? First, you need to take note for it and you have to execute it. Okay. Now I'm creating thread by implementing the runnable interface. Okay. So if I want to create a runnable thread by using a runnable interface, so what I need to do? I have to implement runnable. What I need to do? I have to implement runnable. Okay. Now same functionality will be there. Okay. Runnable interface is having only one method, that is a run method. Okay. Keep in mind that runnable method is having only one method, that is run method. Okay. Runnable interface is having one method, that is run method, and not a start method. Okay. So thread is having a start method. So that's why what we need to do, we need to call the start method of thread. Now let's we discuss how to create a custom thread by implementing runnable interface. So guys, we have a class that is my thread implements runnable interface, and we are going to create a method that is public void run. So public void run method is there. This public void run method is already available in runnable interface, and runnable interface is having only one method, that is public void run method. It doesn't have a methods like start method and other threads method. So we have to create the object of the thread class and we will call the thread class start method. So we are overriding the run method first, and we are implementing some logic here, like same logic I am implementing. Int I equals to 0, then I less than 10, then plus plus I is there, and I'm writing a statement like this is my child thread. This is my child thread. So I have created a thread class and this is my child thread. Now let's create a main class. Class thread demo, and here I have to create a main method, that is public static void main. And now this runnable interface is not having a start method, so that's why we have to create first thread class object, and we will call thread class start method, then internally it will call the run method. Okay, so what we need to do, we have to create the thread class object first. Thread class object we are going to create thread t equals to new thread we are creating. Okay, and what we need to do, we have to pass as an object of this my thread. So we have to pass my thread object here. Okay, so now I have created a object, that is t I have created. Now we can call start method. Start method we have to call start method. Okay, now we can implement the logic here also, so we can check variations in the result. So two threads will be executed simultaneously. This is my main thread. This is my child thread is there. Okay. Now let me run this code. Javac thread demo.java. Then thread demo. And yes, so you can see various results. Now let me run again. So you can see other results. Let me run again. So you can see other results, that main thread, child thread, main thread, child thread, then 2 times main thread, 2 times child thread. So every time the results will be different, because we can't expect here exact output. It is depending on the operating system and your processor. So guys, here I have created a thread class, that is thread t equals to thread, and then I pass here object of this my child thread. Okay, similarly same statement we can replace here. What I need to do, I can create anonymous object and call it. Okay, so what we need to do, create new thread. Okay, new thread I am creating here. Then what you have to do, you can do new my thread, you can pass here. Okay, my thread, and no need to create the object, no need to mention the object name here. Okay, now what we have to do, we have created and just call here, that is start method. Okay, you can call directly start method here, and I'm commenting it. Okay, so it is creation of the object. So now let me run. Okay, so you can see same results, last one. So this is another way to create an object. Okay, this is anonymous object I have created. Okay, so guys, let's discuss what is the difference between t.start and t.run method. So in the case of t.start, thread class start is executed and a new thread will be created. And that is the responsible for execution of run method. So guys, like you may think here, sir, we have a run method. Can we call run method directly here? Yes, you can call run method directly, but it is not a thread. But if you want to create a custom thread, so you need to call a start method. So what start method is doing, when we call start method, so new thread will be created, and start method is having a logic to call internally run method, then run method will be called, and then run method we have overridden. This overridden run method will be executed. Now, but in the case of t.run method, no new thread will be created and the run method is executed is like a normal method. So guys, suppose I am replacing this t.start by the t.run. So it will call run method just like a normal method, like we are creating a methods like to find a factorial, to find area of circle, to find addition of two number. So normal method like it is executing, it is not like a multi-threading, means it will not participate in the multi-threading, it is just executing like a normal method. So if you want to call a run method and if you want to participate in multi-threading, so you need to call start method every time, because start method creates the thread class object internally and then it will call internally run method.